Hey there viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Kia Sportage. It does not need brakes, but it does need a rear wheel bearing, so I thought I'd bring it along. I'm going to bust out some good old-fashioned air tools in this video. Haven't used them in a while. That would blow the dust off them. Mother of pearl, who put that in there? Obviously, we will blame that on Josh because he is not here. Speaking of Josh, I'm getting an intern for 3 weeks from a local high school place. So we'll see how that goes. The kid is in the diesel tech program, so should be interesting. These brakes don't look that old. This is an SMA customer, so they were likely done here. We would pull the caliper bracket and everything all in one shot. We'll see about getting that cotter pin out. She's looking a little crusty. Looks like 3 control arms on the back. Yeah, we have 2 links going in, and then the front link here coming to the back. Hopefully they're friendly, and then we can just swing it up out of the way and do it like we always do it. Now that springtime is approaching, one thing I have noticed is the white balance on this camera, this is a Canon, is not near as, I don't want to say good, but it's different than my old Sony Handycam that I used to use. Hopefully there's some kind of adjustment on there where we can compensate a little bit for having the doors open. Neither one of the cameras are very expensive cameras, so I'll see what's in the settings to see if it can help us. There we go. Oh, we probably ought to get a hook for that little fella. And put that up there out of the way. Take the rotor off. So now we got to see about working on this cotter. I don't know why I spray it. I better just have a water jug. I think this is the end of the cotter pin, what used to be. I doubt it's going to come out. Sometimes you can just cut the ends of them. Sometimes, but not always. Or you can take like a tapered punch that you can get down in there behind the head of it. And sometimes that'll jar them loose, but I don't spend a whole lot of time on them, to be honest with you. Hey, look at that. A little piece of it came out. That's better than nothing, I guess. It's not really that critical that it comes out. Hey, look at that. There's another piece of it. If it doesn't come out, I just hit it with the impact. Out they come. So most of it's out. I think the rest of it that's broke is in the hole. First try. 32 to end up being 32. Doesn't fit there, fella. I don't know if the Nano's got enough mustard to do this or not. Speaking of mustard, played a game of Clue with the kids the other day. Old Colonel Mustard. Oh yeah, out she goes. That's fun. I haven't played that game since my youth. I think Mrs. O picked it up at the Salvo. She always gets such good games at the Salvo. There's that. Ugh. That's not looking promising. Tell you what, before we get too far, that baby is threaded all the way to the end. Plus, it is cross-drilled this way and that, making the end of that shaft very vulnerable to the pushing. So what we ought to do, we'll thread our castle nut on backwards, because the end of the castle nut is vulnerable also. This way here, if we gnar something up, we can run the nut back off it to kind of square us back up. I don't know, it's looking kind of ugly. Look kind of ugly. I don't know if this little fella will fit this or not. Probably doesn't have the right bolt pattern. This is for bigger trucks. Look at that. Like a glove. Of course, it's not real happy. We ain't gonna be able to get a single thread on it, are we? No, this axle shaft sticks out just a touch too far to get a thread started on now. That kind of sucks. If this was machined in a little bit, further, it's not the nut that's holding us up either, it's just how far this projects out. Now, we'll go back to the big nasty plan. We'll go old fashioned on it for a minute. Chunk of brass here. Always use brass because if you use brass, nothing can break. That's what I always tell myself. Oh, fella. It ain't moved a whisker. I know everybody's saying, why don't you spray it, bro? Alright, well, we did. Let's see. Oh, we're hitting the old 4-pounder. It ain't moving at all. Get Vanessa out here to hit the thing. How come we always get like a 20-minute job that turns into a 3-hour ordeal? Oh, you know what? I probably ought to put that back on there. And this is typically the easy part. We're going to try this. Now, this tool, by design, is inherently weak as far as administering full beans on the forcing screw. Now, this is where everybody goes frickin' nuts in the comments because they don't live in the Rust Belt and they don't understand. That's me ranting a little bit. So I'm going to put a little tension on this. Not a lot, just some, because if you just keep pulling, this puller will split right across the back. 100% guaranteed every time. So I'm going to put some tension on it. Then you whack on the end of the forcing screw. Now people are like, dude, that's in the threads. Whacking it doesn't do anything. Well, it does, fella, because it has a boatload of pressure against it, and you whack it and that little jar will bust it loose. If you work in the shop long enough, you kind of learn these things. I did this on one video and people went friggin' bananas in the comments, saying that hitting the forcing screw doesn't do anything. I'll tell you what, you come up here, show me how to get it out any other way, I'll do it your way. I'm always open to suggestions. Now, at this point, I don't care if it, pulls the hub off, pushes the axle in, whatever. They both got to happen. However, if we beat on this for a while and it doesn't come loose, the only thing we can tell our customer is that we have to pull the knuckle off, stick it in the press. But I've taken these before at my dad's shop in a 50-ton press and everything just explodes. So we're just going to use the 3/8 gun on there. Give it a couple whacks. Doesn't look like the splines have moved yet. Of course, the wheel bearing is going to be tight. Whoa, that scared me. I don't want to go much tighter than that. Did she move? Oh, I don't think it's moved yet. We're just going to break the puller, that's all that's going to happen. I'm not seeing any movage yet. And yes, the axle shaft can move in. Before we get that comment. Come on, baby, pop. You know you want to. Usually once they cut loose, then we're good. There's no sense in spraying it from the back because it is completely encapsulated back there. I think she might have moved a little, to be honest with you. You moving, little fella? I'll lure you if you are. Why do I keep doing that? I'm always pulling out. You know, I think the little guy's cooperating with us. Yeah, take that, little fella. Well, that was easy. Alright, so you can see step one of the Kia wheel bearing, piece of cake. Now that we have that moving, we don't want to get too excited and yank the outer hub off yet, because we still don't know if the 3 control arms that we have to unhook are all seized and going to turn into a big chabacle. Right now, we can still go backwards if we had to and not disable the vehicle. It's kind of the name of the game. Everything's good there. Nothing got destroyed yet. Where shall we begin? It probably doesn't matter. I'm going to hose these all down for what it's worth. I don't think it really does anything because, well, experience. $19. Mother of pearl, you're freaking tight. Yowza. Hey, I'll be jiggered. Look at that. That's a good sign, fellas. Let me try to get the inner one here. Oh, crap biscuit. That one spins. Or 2 for 2. 2 for Tuesday here. We got that one there. It's not a 19. Oh, you could pull on that one all you want there, little guy. That one is welded. I think I didn't just look like a moron. What's that, 22? Oh, 22. Get the old bolt breaker. We won't break it though, we just want to crack it loose. Getting a lot of flexing, ain't seeing a lot of turning. The problem is, where is it seized? In the bushing or D-nut? What we can do is we can heat the nut up. First we'll smash on this with the air hammer, just because we will. And then we'll heat the nut up. Kia bolts, in my experience, are inherently soft and they break relatively easily. And this big jabroni has, it looks like, it is likely just a 14 millimeter bolt, so, you know, 14 millimeter in size, but it has this big honky tonk head on it. So it gives you a lot of purchase on potentially a very thin diameter bolt. So be mindful of that. Just because it takes a big socket doesn't mean it can take the big yank. So let's carry on. Well, they say use your mind, not your muscle. So we're going to use the Snap-on weak sauce air hammer with the shake and brake and a 22 mil. Just want to give her a little massage be jiggle or loose. If it's tight, I'll go get the induction heater. It's probably gonna be our best bet with all the stuff around here. So we'll heat this up pretty good, much as we dare, and then I'll pull on the bolt here while watching the opposite side, because if the head's turning, well, that's not, we may have to come up with a plan B, which I don't even have yet. But we can come up with one pretty quick. This tool is pretty ideal for a situation like this. Oh, stuff is glowing. Let's get our ratchet. Now be ginger. No, she's not gonna play, and I ain't gonna break it. We'll do this just because it smokes. And again, I have no idea if it's even seized up, you know, on the threads. See if she draws in some fluid for us, or if the quenching process helps. It could be seized up in the bushing for all I know. Plus it smokes, and it's kind of cool side effects. Special effects, rather. Alright, well, let's give it another tug. Well, I'm not seeing any movement on that side. We can beat on it a little bit more. Sure would be nice if that came loose. On the nut there. Whoa, fella. You're a little meaner than Snap-on. Just wanted to vibrate that a little bit. Now, not gonna happen. I wonder if this one will, the one up here on the body, if I can get that down, then we'd be in good shape too. We're not on a plan B yet. Oh, look at that. I think this one's gonna come loose. That's all we wanted. That's right. So that one's gonna come loose. So we can, technically, we can just hang this control arm down, unhook the other two. And wham, bam, bino, we're good. Or if I can get up in there with the impact. Whoa, oh boy, swivel on impact. Somebody's gonna lose a tooth. You're gonna make me thread you all the way to the end. There. This one cooperated. And what we'll do is we'll make sure we weren't dreaming on these ones. Because I suppose the whole sleeve could be ripped out of the bushing, but they spun pretty easy. There's that one. I don't want to take it out all the way because we still want to slide hammer our hub off. Or pull it off, whatever we decide there. Perfect. So now we know we're home free. You know, on the exception of this, you know, if I was going to do this, I would just buy a new bolt. Probably just cut the nut off the outside. It's just tack weld on 2 spots. Get a new bolt. You know, whatever we got to do. I'd probably cut that loose, heat it up again, try to spin the nut off. You know, whatever we had to do. Probably price this control arm. You know, if this is dirt cheap, just get a control arm bushing and a bolt and be done with it. If we weren't able to get the bolt out up here, what I would have done is just taken the 2 bolts out of the strut, which kind of defeats the purpose, because if it has cam bolts in it, you know, now we're obligated to get a wheel alignment, whereas doing it like this, we technically don't have to because nothing is adjustable. Obviously the one tie rod in there, or one control arm, control link, whatever you want to call it, is adjustable, but we're not messing with the adjustments that are on it. Now when we were pulling on this and it did finally decide to crack loose, it did appear to me that it was starting to pull the hub off. And if it's going to do that with relative ease, then I'm going to continue to do so. Now in this style you do have to be careful because we are pushing in against the differential, so I just want to put a little pressure on it to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me. Let's see what happens. So my eyes were deceiving me. It's actually the axle shaft going in. And you could see it was starting to pick up on the suspension. So what we'll do is we'll keep this rigged right up. Now that we know the axle shaft is loose, hopefully we can stick our slide hammer on this, administer some beans to it, and it will come off relatively easy. Better move that, I think it's about to happen. Let the old 10-pounder talk. Just noticed as I was taking these nuts off, the inner race stayed. That's fantastic. That typically doesn't happen. However, it shortens our process because now we don't have to fool around getting that off. So we'll finish taking the bolts out of our lower control arm here. The 2 that run that direction. We'll take them out, stick the nuts with them. They're both exactly the same. Look like probably a 16mm bolt. Pretty jumbo. And then our main goal is to get the axle shaft out. So we'll see if things are flexible enough here. Got lines. Hopefully the top one of the strut is in good shape. We'll pull it out. Get the axle shaft out. Set it to the side. And now we're left with just our bearing, which has seen better days. Otherwise we wouldn't be changing it. Let me get a flathead screwdriver, get our snap ring out. Ooh, this one feels like she's under some pressure. I did buy a new one. Ooh, that one could have got you. So there's our snap ring, actually in really good condition. We will probably reuse that as opposed to using a new one because there's not a lick of rust on it. Just can't believe that race didn't come out with it. That usually sticks on the hub. So we will go get the hub tamer and we'll tame this bearing. So we've showed the hub tamer lots of times, so we're not going to run down through that. Lots of videos. Essentially every time we do a wheel bearing that is press-in, we utilize it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with it, and likely some of you are extremely bored with it. Won't need something bigger. Use this one. Again, we're just going to give it a yank. I'm going to use a flat cup on the outside. Get that bearing moving first is the key. Once we get it moving, then we'll stick a regular cup on it. And give my bearing a little bit of go juice here. Give her some coil. Spray down the threads because somebody will comment about that. We're going to pull it on just the inner race on the inside because essentially we're forcing it this direction. I cannot hang on the crack. Technically, you shouldn't really be able to pull that inner race through the bearing unless stuff explodes, in which case that'll make for a good video. I do not know where the speed sensor is. It's probably dangling back here, so we have to kind of be careful of that. Everything kind of lined up here. As a 1 inch, I do not know if the Nano is going to have it. We will give it a go, see what happens. 1.25 inches. She does not appear, does not have the lead required in its pencil. We will go get something bigger and hossier. Here she comes. Bust out the old air cat. Wow, wow, wow. That's my best cat impersonation I can do. Really? What seems to be the problem here? I'm going to go in and have a gander. It should come out this direction. She just wants to be a fighter. Unless this is, you know what, this may be a double snap ring donger, I'm wondering. I've seen that before. Nope. It is not. She's just a single snap ringer. And it does have to go this direction, so we still may end up using the hydraulic press. Kind of hoping this is going to work. It typically does. Usually the old air catch will talk to it. Let's give it a little bit of turbo here. There, that'll juice her up. That'll take up some tolerance. Now these guns don't sound very powerful, but they are. A lot of people base it on sound. Alright, little guy. It's time for you to shine. I think that's my bearing is about to explode. Stand back, folks. Booyah! Away she goes. And that's probably why OTC does not include the bearing. I think they're what they call liability. Get that piece there. We're going to try something else here. Always plan B. cannot believe that thing does not want to go. Let's give it some spray. We always spray stuff when we're thinking. Put her under tension. We got her wound just about tight. We will go on the back side, hit the forcing screw with Big Nasty. Give it a little jar now that it is under extreme tension, as we saw. Let's see if this helps. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it did. So let's go like this. Freaking wacko YouTubers keep calling me. I made the do not call the shop video. They still call, and the answer machine says, please don't leave a message. I will not call you back, but they still leave a message. We got a bleeder. I gotta bust out a new bearing. I'm gonna have to call up China and get some more D5s. I mean, I love my YouTubers, don't get me wrong, but for crying out loud, the 50 phone calls a freaking day has got to stop at some point. Don't call me. I'd be glad to set you up with an appointment, but most of them want free advice on everything, life in general. It's very, very difficult because I run a full-time shop, and if I had to stop to answer every phone call, I'm not really trying not to be rude, but if I have to stop and answer every phone call, I mean, think about it. I would never get anything done. I'm trying to provide a service to our community here. There we go. We're out to the end of the cup now. I'm curious at this point if we could just give her a couple toots with Big Nasty. But that'll just drive her the rest of the way home. That way we don't have to put a bigger, receiving cup on there. Oh! Break apart. You may have just screwed the pooch there, fella. Busted up the inner cone. Because now we don't have anything to push against. So let's try to save this one. Don't do that. Don't hit it with the air hammer. That's step number one. Let's tell you what, we're going to have to see if we can't get this one out now. Because of the way it's designed on the inside, I can't stick a bigger cup to hit the outer part of the race, if that makes sense. So I don't know if I put the smaller race back in, that'll probably just want to push right through. So let's try this. We got to try to save our outer bearing here. Okay, got to save most of it with some of the needles. We gotta stick that back on the inside. That was totally a rookie mistake. Oh, that ain't gonna happen, is it, fella? You big dummy. So, not a big deal. We all make mistakes. It's probably halfway. A couple options. Always options. We could cut the race, which I really don't want to do. We're going to get one that kind of fits it, that'll wedge in there. You know what I'm saying? get up in there like a wedgie. This will fit. So this will all work. It'll all work in the end. Never fear. That was just something, that was just stupid. Stupid move. I should be fired. So we'll go like this. We'll still be able to pull it through. Not a big deal. I was just trying to be quick about it. I never beat them out with the air hammer. I always draw them all the way out. But I thought, hey, let's try it, you know. Somebody's sitting there saying, why don't you just hammer it out, fella? Karma in reverse. Where's my wrench? That's all we needed. Now you gotta slow down and go fast. So I'm surprised this is here, the double tapered bearing. I assumed it was gonna be ball bearings, but it's not. She's double tapered, like Subarus. So that's what that looks like, one bearing race there. And the other, the noise maker. Doesn't take much to make noise. But that right there is enough to make the noise, and that's what this thing had. So you can see that side of the race, pretty decent. Right there, it's starting, what do they call it, spalling? Not sure the technical name, but that's that. Whoa, watch out, Sheba, it's coming for you. Oh, man. Oh, good thing it stopped. It's about ready to head to Main Street. So we'll clean it out. It is pretty clean in the hole. We don't have to do any more buffing. It actually looks in really good shape. Even the snap ring groove. I'm not going to torture you guys with the old pick and the groove routine. I'll just run the Q-tip around here, the cloth. Get any schmutz out of there. That looks good. Let's go get the new parts. Put a little bit of lube in there. Hopefully it presses in nice for us. All right. Here's our new bearing. SKF. Got it at the napper. Open this up. She is double sealed on both sides. No magnetic pickup. Of course, there is no ABS sensor there. The ABS sensor reads off the axle shaft on this little guy. What we will do, I should self-center pretty well. I'm going to get a cup that fits the back. If I can see back here. Oh, that's going to be kind of tricky, buddy. There's not much to grab on back there. Let me find what fits. I got one that is snug. It just fits in there ever so beautifully. Hopefully it's not the same one we need to press in with, because we need to find a adapter that's going to push on the outer race here for us. See what I can find. Ooh, that one fits beautiful. So the hub grappler and the hub tamer, they do come with instructions. If you choose to look in there, I believe they tell you for every make and model what they suggest as far as adapters. I usually go with just what fits. Close enough, right? We're gonna go like so. Get that in there. We have the nut for it somewhere. That's right here. The cup or the adapter we put on the inside, we're probably gonna have to tap that out, I imagine, once we get it pressed in all the way. Started. Just run her until she hits bottom. Hey, look at that, the little adapter fell out. I must have jiggled it enough. Oh, don't hit your back. Okay. We're back, and now the snap ring. Like I said, I did buy a new snap ring. Now, if you need a new snap ring, that is the number from Napper. However, like I say, ours is in great shape. Beautiful. Oh man, somebody's gonna get hurt. I give up. I'm going home. Where is my screwdriver be? The tool car to get away from me. I so cannot hang on to anything today. A lot of times. You know what? Just go get some snap ring pliers. Quit being a ding dong. Oh, snug. That is not in all the way, just FYI. She'll click, baby. She's under tension. That side clicked, that side didn't. Don't hit the seal now. Ah, great. Here comes another lawnmower. Now, pop that back out. Alright, now the lawnmower man is taken care of. Will you loosen my blades? Will you check the air of my tires? Will you come mow my lawn? No! Anyhow, snap ring is in. Went in. Took it out. Back in. It's clicked in. So now we just got to press in. Spin over here. Losing my train of thought. Don't mind them stopping in, but they always got to tell you stories for 45 minutes. Now, before we do this, I did notice the equalizer bar here on the parking brake. Oh, I thought it was pushed up, but I guess it's just kind of just floats around in there. All right, never mind. Okay, because it's spring loaded, it is out of its position. I gotta fix that. All the jiggling and beating must have jarred it loose. Let's see if we can get that spring. Just gotta loosen up one side here. We don't have to take the nail out of it or anything. That would have sucked. Put it together, and I seen that earlier on and I wanted to fix it, but I knew we were gonna be doing some beating still, so there we go. Now that is back where it belongs. Must have jiggled it loose. All right, now we can put this in. What a day, what a day. Man, it's beautiful. I'm so glad. Spring/summer is here. So Sunday, today is Tuesday. It's about 80 degrees outside. Sunday I woke up and our yard was completely white because it had snowed. And it was a bull me 28 degrees. Today, 50, or 80 rather. Amazing. Okay, snap ring is in. We're good to go. And there we are, folks. The bearing is installed. What's up, Mrs. O?
Thank you so much.
Ah, such a good woman. A little late, it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Better late than never, I always say. Well, get up there.
You know why I'm late?
You better not be late. How you like that little joke?
You know,
That's not a joke if it's true.
Yeah, we know all about your jokes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's Trinity.
Yep.
Couple months early, ain't gonna hurt nobody. You're just as happy. What would you do without little Trinity?
Don't matter.
Couple months early.
You still owe me an apology.
Look at her, she's so cute.
Wanna know why your lunch is late?
Because you willingly, sacrificially cleaned my truck?
Okay. So, no complaints?
I bought you a sweet gift.
Yep.
I'll show the viewers what I got you.
Sure.
Husband of the Year award.
Uh-huh.
Let's go show 'em. You stay on guard, Sheba. Don't let anybody in the front door, okay? Okay? No. All right, let's see it, Mrs. O.
I don't know.
There's part of your gift over here. Oh yeah, where is it? Come on.
What'd you say about this gift? It was something that you could use too?
Well, no, I didn't say that, but if you want me
said
to,
that,
if you
but
want me to.
No, it's not true.
So Mrs. O is always stealing my stinking tools.
Oh, this is really for you. To keep
So
me
I
out
bought
of
her
your
her own
stuff.
20 volt. It doesn't go wah wah. It's
What's
like.
it
So she got a new 20 volt impact driver. I don't even have a 20 volt impact driver. And she has the 20 volt half-inch drive DeWalt drill. I've only got the weak sauce ones. That's way better than mine. I hope
You can't.
I hope you share. And then she's always stealing my frickin' drill bits. So look at that. I did her a solid.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's get some special music going. Oh yeah, that's enough special music, but pretty sweet, huh? Are you super excited?
I am. I just need a project now.
You have so many freaking projects already. That's why I bought you this stuff, so you stay out of my stuff.
I need a new project. This I don't.
Anyhow.
I know what I'm gonna use these on.
Okay. I don't even want to know.
Yeah. No. The boys fort. They want a fort. So this.
Now I look like a real jerkhole.
Well, you're gonna help, right?
Right, that's right.
Yeah, but these are mine. You bring your own tools.
I know, and so guys, this is go over there. I'm gonna talk to the men where you got your stuff going. So if you buy your lady something like this, you also have to get her something else, which is not here in the package. What else did I get for you, Mrs. O? The real schmolder, the heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Not the heartbreaker, the heart throbber.
Wait, ladies, don't be jealous. We've been together for almost 20 years, and he got some dance lessons for us to
Ballroom
do together.
dancing.
Or whatever.
Let's ballroom
he said he
dance.
wanted to do dirty dancing, but he
Yeah, I
didn't.
couldn't find dirty dancing lessons, so I got ballroom dancing lessons instead.
I'm excited!
We're gonna go ballroom dancing. I'd rather be like,
Or maybe like swing Latin, I don't know, something.
yeah,
Anything.
dirty dancing.
It'd be fun.
Nobody does dirty dancing lessons. I can't believe it. It's,
We can practice our ballroom dancing later and mix it up a little.
yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. All right, we get back to work. So if you
Lunch is ready.
if you buy a girl a drill, get her some dance lessons, right?
That's, yeah,
That's the wife right there.
yes. Good advice.
Marriage advice 101.
Uh-huh.
You wanna come inside, Sheba? Come here. Oh, come here, old girl. I'll let you in. Go get her. Lunch is over. Looks like I'm gonna be needing this new rear control arm pretty soon. She's getting pretty crusty. Won't be long for this world anyways. The old Kia does have 200K on her though. So the rest is pretty simple from this point forward. We will just take and reinstall the bolts now. We will not tighten these until we get it down in the ride height position. So we'll set it down. This one we can actually do. We'll just put the tire on and I'll set it down, and then we'll set the tire up on a block or something along those lines. We'll get them snugged up to factory specs. Put our brakes back together. Oh boy, you need to come ahead quite a bit, don't you? I'll tell you what, I'm gonna use the old ratchet strap trick. Oh, Grandma taught me this one. Don't fight it, you can force it. That's what she used to always tell me. So we will see if we can just give it a little tug with a ratchet strap here. There she is, I'm Grandma, she's a pretty smart lady. Get started yet? Oh yeah. I think so. Yep. What's up, Mrs. O? I hear you over there yawning. Tired? Of course.
I need to go for a walk.
For what?
Enjoy the beautiful sun.
Think it's the only day of summer we're gonna have?
Well,
You leave and this place turns into a nut house.
uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get this done first. I'll start on that service and then you can go walk to your heart's desire.
No, I need to go get the children.
Oh, what time is it? Is it children time already? Holy crap, this kid. Alright, hustle though. Put a little hitch in your giddy up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Let me run there.
Do it. Time yourself. Wait till like 1 minute before it's the last minute. You pick them up and then run. Like the wind.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about that?
I don't know about that. I don't have my running shoes on today.
Run barefoot like people that run barefoot. I don't even know. I can't even think of somebody that runs barefoot.
Don't you think all the Native Americans maybe?
They probably have shoes now.
Their shoes now, but you know,
At one point.
at one point in time.
Well, they also ran naked, if you want to get technical. They put on a piece of deerskin leather.
Uh-huh.
Run around for me.
You got any leather handy?
I'll go get someone. You're gonna do it.
There is this one lady that comes to school to pick up her kids barefoot. She doesn't look like she's a Native American though. But
Huh?
what do I
You
know?
got no shoes, huh?
But I don't know, I guess.
Alright, I gotta tighten this up before I forget.
Even in winter.
Even in winter, she wears no shoes.
Sometimes.
Shut up.
No, I'm
Shut
not
up.
even.
You're just telling stories.
I-
You're just trying to sound cool
I'll
now.
take a picture one day.
You give me a picture.
Well, it's not winter anymore, so who knows? She might have shoes next winter.
Oh, yeah. Maybe convince her to come down. We can talk to her. Interview her.
Ask her what's up.
What's up? Bring it on. What's up Wednesday? I gotta get this tight. Caliper bracket is tight. Now we do have to tighten the wheel bearing, which has a big torque spec range on it from 147 to like 206, I believe it said. No matter which one you choose, probably won't line up with the hole. We'll give it a whirl. We'll go on the low side. We'll get her here at $1.50. See where we're at. Ooh, just a smidge more she'll line up, so let's take and jump her up to our 200. It'll probably click before it moves, but we gotta go just a whisker. Oh, that was a whisker and it didn't click, so we're still within our torque to spec range. And that hole is actually wide open, no broken piece. Awesome. Come on, little fella. She's just on the verge of being a smidge too big. Probably should have ran a little drill bit through that hole. Got a hammer. Good thing every tool has a hammer side. So I'll pull that up through, I gotta cut it. Now, I always buy 3-inch cotter keys because you can spend a ton of money getting like all these different sizes. I buy different diameters, but I always buy them 3 inches long. That way they always fit whatever you need. You just cut them down, you know. There. Hopefully keep that from getting all crusty again. Put our wheel back on.
You're almost done, right?
Yeah, give me 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 35. Oh, get out the old rubber mat here. Now I've got the wheels sitting up on a block of wood. And then we'll just tighten up the bushings. If I can scoot under here. Now the lift is still underneath it, so before you get all pumped up about that, don't worry. Ooh. There's one. Oh man. Let's see here. Get up on there, fella. There's two. No. Oh, number 3. Last but not least. Oh, I could take a nap. Oh, but we gotta keep going. More cars, always more cars. And that, folks, is that. Putting a rear wheel bearing in the back of your Kia Sportage. Not too big a job if you don't make some rookie mistakes like I did, like, you know, getting in there and hammering it and the bearing flies apart. Well, it ended up not being too big a deal. You can always solve the problem no matter, you know, what you come across. It's getting a little crusty. Stuff didn't come apart as it should have. It'd have been nice to get that one lower bolt out, but we just took off that whole, you know, trailing arm. Anyways, so it worked out good in the end. I don't know how much life it has left in it. It's pretty shiny on the top side, getting some crust around the wheel arches. Got a couple 100K on it, or almost, I should say, $190 something. So it probably won't be long for this world anyways. But we let it live to die another day, as they say. And what I say is go down there, click subscribe, make sure you leave a comment, good or bad. Tell us why you hate us, give us a thumbs up if you like it. Find us on our socials, Patreon, and just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.